Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDL44 coming at you another video. As you guys know, since I've been doing videos during the game, I ain't been watching it, but I did see enough to know what I need to see to say to you guys in regards to the Lakers right now. They went small. You know how I feel about us going small. I tell you, it doesn't matter what I feel really. You know what happens when we do, especially when we go up against real bigs. Yeah, that's what happened. They ran us up out of there. So I'll pay attention to the highlights and I'll listen to whoever has to say what, and we'll talk about what I learned from there. But this game was one I didn't see, and I don't regret it because the little that I did see from it was garbage, absolute and utter garbage. Losing basketball plays on both sides of the floor down the stretch of a basketball game. That's what's going on over there. Small ball lineups, guys getting out rebounded. I hear DeAnthony Melton got his first foul in the fourth quarter. What are we doing? How does he not have any fouls through 4 quarters, basically? It was like 4 minutes left in the game. He got his first foul, and he's the starting point guard tonight. Or shooting guard, rather. So I guess the story will be told, from what I was able to gather, that LeBron James got out to a good early start, was doing a lot of good things, but I guess it just didn't hold us down, and obviously no Dwight Howard, so we'll see what the stats say, man. I just wanted to come here and just let you guys know that I got a glance at what's going on in that game, and I don't regret not seeing it. I mean, the Lakers are just making themselves irrelevant, and that is a very appropriate word because they need to be talked about like that. Like you just don't care to watch. ESPN snatch their games off. They go into Memphis, no John Morant, get beat by more than 10 points. I mean, it's just, if this team weren't named the Lakers, they played like somewhere else, and you remove these names. Let's say this LeBron James is someone else, same production. Anthony Davis, someone else, same production. Russell Westbrook, somewhere else, same production. No one would care, bro. Not a soul. We are living off of lore, history, and the hope of things that just aren't possible, it seems. I believe in the big three. Our big three, as it pertains to them getting it together and being able to do well, can be fine. But the changes that are necessary are still very much, my opinion, that need to be done. I know I didn't say that sentence correctly, but hey, we need to do the same things I've been saying we need to do for the last 2 weeks, is what I want you to understand. We just have to fire Frank Vogel, and we got to get some role players in here that can help us. And the only way we're going to really do that is to trade Russell Westbrook for them. That is the only way this is going to work. And it's sad because it shouldn't be like that. We should have done a much better job of putting role players together that could effectively help us, and not have us sitting here waiting on Trevor Ariza and Kendrick Nunn to be our saviors when we know they ain't going to be enough. I'll tell you who I'm disappointed in. Myself. I'm disappointed in myself for not seeing how poor this team was put together as it pertains to the older role players. I should have seen this coming because there's too much youth in the league, there's too much size in the league, there's too much defense now starting to be assembled. Good teams are starting to really put in good defensive principles, and it's just a changing of the field. The field is not old. This team would have had trouble competing 2 years ago, to be honest with you, with the role players that we have right now. Some of these guys was not really productive even then. So now it's like, how much you really think you're getting out of some of these guys? And I see Coach going Avery Bradley, and I saw my guy Wayne Ellington come into the game, and it's just like, man, when you're coaching not career, but tenure is on the line, maybe it does make sense to you to put vets on the floor, but if those vets aren't productive, then you're really not helping yourself by leaning on the vets at all. You need to lean on you. And a part of me is just wondering if Frank Vogel has a little bit of an outdated approach at this point. It's like, okay, Frank Vogel's not an old school coach per se, but he did coach his best tenures in a previous era. And some of the players that he has right now, the tricky part is some of the players he has right now, he was able to rely on 2 years ago. which is that's a false. That's like bad food. That's like spoiled food or something. It's like, okay, it worked then, but it's outdated now, buddy. Those guys were old. They were on their last leg. What you need to recognize is that leg was the last leg, and not play those guys. They're done, and we got a couple of them, unfortunately. It's about much more than 3 guys on this team who probably, don't have more years in this league after the season. So we need to just, stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. I think being tentative is the wrong approach. I still think we have a good shot at being a playoff team or play-in tournament team for sure. I like us in a weaker Western Conference, but we're not playing for that. We're not playing for opportunities to make playoffs, and that's still a failure for the Lakers. So either we get proactive or we start laying down in the bed that we're making, which is not a very comfortable one. Not a very comfortable one. So that is what I have to say. My name is BDF44. Please hit a like on the video as we're trying to grow the channel now. We're at that space. We want to grow this thing. So, yep, that's what I got, man. Thank you guys. Peace.